Hello, my dear students. Assalamu alaikum. I hope you all are doing good, safe, staying at home. Once again, I welcome you back to the English online session. Today, we shall proceed with the poem 7, The House on Elm Street, written by Nadia Bush. This poem talks about a house that stood alone in an isolated place on the street named Elm. My dear students, this poem is completely a mysterious one. No one knows what is happening inside the house. So this is going to be really interesting. So come students, let's get started with the poem. Students, now let's learn about the author Nadia Bush. Nadia Bush is a senior instructor in the Department of Communication in the University of South Alabama, USA. The House on Elm Street, published by Nadia Bush in April 2017. She was born on September 24th. She lives in Somerset, Pennsylvania. She loves the movie Paranormal Activity. TR Real Channel's Ghost Adventures is one of her favorite programs. She has a pet cat, and perhaps her lifestyle makes her pen such a mysterious poem about the dark when it was given as an assignment. One of her students says that, looking back, my favorite classes were with Nadia. She is an outstanding professor and really challenged me as a future professional. She made us think about what you're working on and why, not just had us do a project. She was a great teacher understanding a student's struggle with school and life. Nadia Bush shares her experience that she wasn't really sure what to write at first. She used this poem for her English class because she was told to write a dark poem. She decided to write about a house that no one knows what happened inside, but they do know something is definitely not right about it, says Nadia. A Nightmare on Elm Street is a 1984 film which is an American slasher film written and directed by Wes Craven. It is considered to be one of the greatest horror films ever made. This might be the reason for the title of the poem. Students, now let's see the gist of the poem, The House on Elm Street. So I'm going to say the poem in short, what it is about. So here the poetess Nadia Bush, she talks about a house. So what kind of house? It is a barren house. So nobody is inside and nobody knows what is happening inside. And she also specifies that this house stands alone in an isolated place. Isolated place means nothing is there nearby. No house is there located nearby. So this isolated house is placed on the Elm Street. So what is the street name? Elm Street. So the house is located on the Elm Street and there aren't any houses around it. It stood all alone in an isolated place on Elm Street. So next to the house is a tree. There is a tree next to the house. The tree too is very mysterious like the house, because since no leaves sprouted in any of the seasons. So we have got 4 seasons, right? Spring, summer, winter, autumn. That is fall. Here she has mentioned fall because she is an American and she has used the word fall instead of autumn. So in all the 4 seasons, you could not find even a single leaf in that tree. So that tree itself, it's a mysterious one. It's a barren one. Okay, it is said to be a mysterious place since no one knows who lives there or what is happening inside. Nobody knows. It is for sure a big house with vast space inside the house. So the poet was completely sure that there must be vast space inside the house. So generally at night the house looks like it is alive with people in it. Because why? Because lights flicker on and off, switch on and off. So it seems that people are living in it in the night time. Okay, so every day the poetess drives past the house. She come across the house and she looks the house. The house, how this house looks like, it seems to look a bit brighter in the warm summer days in the month of May. The very thought of this mysterious house plays with your mind since it is just one house of this kind in the area. You can know it. In the same way, the tree is also very mysterious. How means it is barren during winter, spring, summer, and autumn. The poetess says that the tree just stays there and it never grows tall nor becomes short. So it stays constant without growing nor become short. Okay, so she wonders how a tree could survive without any leaves or without any growth, and hence finally she declares, the poet says that this house is completely mysterious and the place is also a mysterious one. So the proverb I would like to say is, the mystery of existence will always remain a mystery and secret. Students, now I am going to recite the poem The House on Elm Street by Nadia Bush. Let's enjoy listening to it. It sat alone. What happened there is still today unknown. It is a very mysterious place, and inside you can tell it has a ton of space. But at the same time, it is bare to the bone. At night, the house seems to be alive. Lights flicker on and off. I'm often tempted to go to the house to just take a look and see what it is really about. But fear takes over me. I drive past the house almost every day. The house seems to be a bit brighter on this warm summer day in May. It plays with your mind. To me, I say it is one of a kind. Beside the house sits a tree. It never grows leaves, not in the winter, spring, summer, or fall. It just sits there, never getting small or even growing tall. How could this be? Rumors are constantly being made, and each day the house just begins to fade. What happened inside that house? I really don't know. I guess it will always be a mystery. Students, now I am going to read out the essence of the poem in a nutshell. Nadia Bush, she wasn't really sure what to write at first. She wrote this poem for her English class because they were told to write a dark poem. Dark poem in the sense? A horror poem. She decided to write about a house that no one knows what happens inside, but everybody knows that something is not right. It sat alone. What happened there is still today unknown. It is a very mysterious place, and inside you can tell it has a ton of space, but at the same time, it is bad to the bone. Let's see the explanation. Nadia Bush, the poetess, talks about a house that stood alone in an isolated place on Elm Street. Which street? Elm Street. No one knows what happens inside that house, and it is very mysterious. Even by looking from outside, one can easily say that it has a vast space, but at the same time, it is bare to the bone, which means partially furnished. Okay? That is, no one is living inside the mysterious house which is situated on the Elm Street. I hope you have understood this first stanza. Now let's move on to the second stanza. At night, the house seems to be alive. Lights flicker on and off. I am often tempted to go to the house to just take a look and see what it is really about, but fear takes over me. Here, Nadia's curiosity is explained. Generally, at night, the house looks like it is alive with people in it. Lights are switched on and off. When Nadia sees such a situation, she's tempted to go inside the house to just take a look and see what is actually happening inside the house. However, Nadia, the poetess, is frightened and never dares to do so. Moving to the third stanza, I drive past the house almost every day. The house seems to be a bit brighter on this warm summer day in May. It plays with your mind. To me, I say, it is one of a kind. Here, the poetess' thoughts on the mysterious house is expressed. Every day, the poetess Nadia Bush drives past the house, which means she crossed the house. The house seemed to look a bit brighter on one fine warm summer day in the month of May. The very thought of this mysterious house plays with your mind. That is, sometimes it will grow darker and sometimes it fades. Hence, the house plays with your minds. It tricks your mind that you cannot come to a strong conclusion that yes, there is something in the house as there is nobody in the house. So it leaves you a strong confusion and dilemma. Moving to the next stanza, beside the house sits a tree. It never grows leaves, not in the winter, spring, summer, or fall. Fall means, in American English, autumn. It just sits there, never getting small or even growing tall. How could this be? This stanza, it expresses about the strange and barren tree. Barren tree means tree without leaves. Next to the house is a tree. The tree too is mysterious like the house since it has no leaves in any of the seasons. The tree is barren during the winter, spring, summer, and autumn. The poetess says that the tree just stays there and never grows tall nor becomes short. She wonders how a tree could survive without any leaves or without any growth. It really gives a strange conclusion. Moving to the last stanza, rumors are constantly being made, and each day the house just begins to fade. What happened inside that house? I really don't know. I guess it will always be a mystery. In this stanza, the poetess talks about the rumors spread around about the mysterious house. Nadia Bush says that there are rumors always spreading regularly about this house on Elm Street. Every day, the house begins to fade. No one knows what happened inside the house, just as she is unaware of the same. The poetess guesses that it will always be a mystery about this house on Elm Street. Though this poem is a fictional means imaginary, the poetess creates an impression that such a house exists and stimulates a crave in us to visit the house. I think this is the highlight of the poem. Finally, by looking at the house, its location, the happenings inside the house, the people's view about it makes it a real mystery. So now, students, we shall see about the poetic devices. So figure of speech, otherwise called the poetic device, is nothing but it's a form of expression used to convey some hidden meaning by comparing or identifying. So it is commonly and frequently used in poems. So in this poem also we have got some important poetic devices. Let's see them one by one. So without poetic device, it will not add the beauty to the poem. So the poetic devices are really very important and plays a major role in the poems. Now let's see the first poetic device used in this poem. So let's see the first poetic device. The first poetic device used in this poem is synecdoche. Synecdoche is nothing but a part is made to represent the whole, or the whole is made to represent a part. That is, something is represented as a big thing and the big thing was represented as a small thing, vice versa. Okay, fine. Just listen to the line which I read you. Line number 4. And inside you can tell it has a ton of space. So inside you have a ton of space, which means you have got more space. Immediately in the line 5, it represents that at the same time it is bare to the bone, which means it is less furnished. Nothing is there in the place. So vice versa. Part is represented as whole and the whole thing is represented as a part. Vice versa. Okay. So that is synecdoche. Understood? Let's move on to the next poetic device, onomatopoeia. So onomatopoeia is nothing but it is a figure of speech wherein the word imitates the sound associated with the object it refers to. That the fact of words containing sounds similar to the noises they describe. It is often called figure of sound. So onomatopoeia is nothing but a figure of sound. So consider the line number 7, lights flicker on and off. So flicker is nothing but it is actually something related to sound. On and off, flicks on and off. So this is onomatopoeia. Now let's move on to the next poetic device, that is paradox. So paradox is nothing but a figure of speech in which a statement appears to contradict itself. There will be some contradiction. Contradiction means some opposite features. So let me explain the definition once again. It is a person, thing or situation that has two opposite features and therefore seems strange. Something will look like strange for you. So that is paradox. So consider line number 9. It just sits there, never getting small or even growing tall. So small, tall are the opposite features, opposite words. So here the tree, it neither grows tall nor becomes small. So that is the paradox. So contradiction features will be found in a poetic device, that is paradox. Okay, now moving to the next poetic device, that is rhetorical question. So rhetorical question is nothing but it is also a figure of speech in the form of a question that is asked to make a point rather than to elicit an answer. That is a question asked in order to create a dramatic effect or to make a point rather than to get an answer. Just it gives you a question and it will leave you to a dramatic effect. You have to imagine about the question and you will not find an answer about it. You cannot give an exact answer for it. That is rhetorical question in the poetic device. So now let's consider the line number 20 and 25. How could this be? How it is possible? They are asking. Okay, and the line number 25 is, what happened inside the house? Do you know the answer for this, children? No, even the poetess don't know what is happening inside. So it leaves you a dramatic question. It leaves you a question without answer. That is rhetorical question. And the main thing is you cannot see such a figure of speech in the entire syllabus. So rhetorical question is something new to you. Okay, so this is a very important one. And moving to the last poetic device that you are actually familiar with, that is alliteration. So you must be knowing what is alliteration. The occurrence of the same consonant letter or consonant sound at the beginning of adjacent or closely connected words. For example, consider line number 5 and 12, bare to the bone. So the word bare, it starts with the consonant letter B. Again, bone starts with the consonant letter B. You can hear to the T. So even that is an alliteration. And moving to the line number 12, bit brighter. So B is obviously again a consonant sound letter, and brighter is also a consonant word. Okay, so these are the alliteration. And you not only this is an example, you have got many alliteration in this poem. I hope you can do it well, whatever is given to you. Now let's move on to the rhyming words and the rhyme scheme. Okay, so again you are very familiar with this and it's actually very easy for you. Let's consider the rhyming words. You have to consider the ending words of each line in the poem. So alone, Unknown has the same ending sound, so that is rhyming word. Even bone. So alone, unknown, bone are these rhyming words. Place, space. So it ends with the same sound. The words ends with the same sound. Place, space. So again, another set of rhyming words are place and space. So moving to the rhyme scheme. What is a rhyme scheme? Rhyme scheme is a pattern of rhyming words at the end of each line. You have to give some patterns at the end of each line. So each rhyming word in a stanza is given a letter like A, B, C. Usually a stanza means 4 lines. Okay, children. So let's see what are the rhyme scheme in this stanza. Alone, A. Unknown, A. Place sounds different, so B. Space again, B. And bone sounds the same word like alone, no, unknown. So A. So A, B, A is the rhyme scheme. Moving to the next stanza. So children, in this stanza you have no rhyming words. Why? Because alive, of, house, about, mean, there is no sync in the words. The similarity of sound is not there at the end of each line. Okay, so there is no rhyming words. You can simply leave it. Okay, you can give a dash over there. And moving to the rhyme scheme. Let's see what is the rhyme scheme. Again, since we don't have any rhyming words, obviously we will not have the same pattern like A, B, B. So obviously we have to give single letter to each pattern. That is alive sounds different. So A, of is different. B, house, again it is different. C, about. D, me, E. So what is the rhyme scheme? A, B, C, D, E. That's it. Moving to the third one. So consider the rhyming words. Day, may are the rhyming words. Mind, kind ends with the same sound letter, so it is rhyming words. So day, may, mind and kind are the rhyming words. Moving to the rhyme scheme. Day, A. Brighter, B. Again may sounds the same like A, day, so it is A. Then mind, you can give a new letter C. Kind, again a new letter, not a new letter which has the same sound like mind, so C. So the rhyme scheme is A, B, A, C, C. Let's move on to the last before stanza. Tree, B has the same rhyming sound, so it is rhyming word. And then moving to fall and tall, which is represented in green color, no, that is again a rhyming word, has a sound. So tree, B, fall, tall are the rhyming words. So you'll be asking the question, what are the rhyming words and what are the rhyming scheme? You have to mention this. And moving to the rhyme scheme, tree is A, leaves is B, fall has a different sound, so give a pattern C. Then tall, again the same pattern of C, and B, this is pattern of A. So the rhyme scheme is A, B, C, C, A. Understood, children? Now let's move on to the last final stanza. Made, fade has the same sound, so that is rhyming words. So do you find any other rhyming words here? House, no. Mystery, no. There is no rhyming words. Only made and fade are the rhyming words, and it is represented in yellow color, so you can find it easily. Moving to the rhyme scheme. Made, fade, again you can see give the same pattern A. House, you don't have anything else, so give it pattern B. So no, again you don't have anything, so pattern C. And mystery, D. So what are the rhyming scheme? A, B, C, D. These are the rhyming scheme. Okay children, I hope you have understood this poetic device. Now let's proceed with the appreciation questions of this poem. Students, I have attached few appreciation and paragraph questions for you. Please have a separate note for this. Write all the questions and learn then and there, so that it will be very helpful for you for your republic. And these are the questions. Here we go. My dear children, it's time for assignment. So do submit your assignment on 17th/7/2020 before 6 p.m. Please avoid late submission, children. And this time, I expect everyone to submit your assignment. My dear children, at this time I have given you very simple questions both from figure of speech and appreciation. Do watch the video carefully and send to my WhatsApp number. Thank you. Students, I hope you have understood this poem. Do complete your assignment and send to my WhatsApp number. Until I catch you in the next video, stay healthy, safe at home. Take care. Bye bye. Assalamu alaikum.